Beautiful day today. Just the day to be inside doing Pilates. We've got our soft ball. Going to start off, basing the big toe, basing the toe on the heel. Find that start position with the pelvis. Switch those tummy muscles on, shoulders back and down, head nice and long. Start off, toy soldier feet swapping one side to the other. Adding your opposite arm to leg, so reaching the arm up to the ceiling. Good. So really thinking about those glutes and those quads as those heels come down onto the floor. Good. One more either side. And then take both arms forward and up to the top, reaching up onto the toes, really stretch up. And then think shoulders back and down, shoulder blades down the chest wall. Go again, up to the top, reaching up. And bring those arms all the way back and down. Get that lovely opening through the front of the shoulders. One more, up to the top. Tummy muscles switch on as then you bring those arms back and down. Brilliant. Bring the hands onto the hips. Grab the ball. We're going to pop that underneath the right foot. So standing on the left leg, toe on the ball. Really fire up those glutes on that left side. And then open through the front of the hip and then back to closed. So knee out to the side, knee forward. So you've got hardly any weight on that ball with the toe. And then out to the side and then push that leg away and then fold back in. Out to the side, fold back in. So you've got that rotation through that right hip, but the left side is pointing towards me. Good. Then bring that ball forward. We're going to do a one leg squat. So you're going to bend that left knee and push the ball forward with the right. You bend, keep the knee over the second toe. By the time you get here, the foot's going, how long are you standing on me? Good, one last one. Brilliant, okay, so release off that left. Put the weight on the right foot. Spread those toes out. Fire up the glutes and the quads on that right side. Find your balance. Come onto the toe. And then open through that hip. Back. 2, 3, 4, and 5. Leave that out to the side. Push that leg away. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Good. And then bend that knee as you come forward into that one leg squat. 2, 3, 4, and 5. Solid as a rock. Good. So, ball between the knees. I'm going to come sideways on. I'm going to come into a nice deep squat. So bring the arms forward, dropping right down, back to the top. So we're looking for that 90-degree angle at the hip and the knee. Good. Then come down, not quite so deep. Shoulders back and down onto the toes. And back down. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Stay there. Go alternates. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Good. Then bring the ball into your hands. 1 foot forward, 1 foot backwards. Drop down into a nice deep lunge this time. Bring that knee down towards the floor. Ball in your hands, reaching up to the top. And then back. 2 more. 1 last one. Brilliant. And then swap over. Other side. Bring that other leg back. Drop down. Nice deep lunge. Keeping that nice and stable. Bring the arms up to the top. Good. 1 last one. Brilliant. And then bring those feet wider apart. Going to slide down one side, reach up and over the top side, then stretch and really reach away. Swap over, other side. Good. One last one. And then bring the ball down. Hands on the floor. And then just relax through the head. Bringing that head down towards the floor. Releasing off the jaw. Good. Feeling that stretch on the hamstrings. And then stack those vertebrae one on top of the other. Shoulders back and down at the top. Find those feet hip width apart. 1 more roll down. Tuck your chin in. Soften the knees on this one. Breath into hold. And then back. Stack those vertebrae one on top of the other. Shoulders back and down at the top. Perfect. Come down into line on your back on the mat. Look. Keep the ball handy, we'll need that in a second. But start off feet and knees together. Find that start position with the pelvis. Switch those tummy muscles on. And then bring those arms out to the side. So, breath in to prepare. Take both knees to the right, head to the left. And then all the way back. Knees to the left, head to the right. Good. So you're keeping those feet stacked, one on top of the other. Out breath as you come over. In breath to hold. Out breath as you come all the way back the other way. Good. One last one. And then come up into your double tabletop, feet and knees together. And then take both knees to the right, head to the left. Back to the center. And then knees to the left, head to the right. Back to the center. Good. Out breath. In breath to hold. Out breath all the way back over. But then let's come back to the center. And then bring those feet back down. Grab the soft ball. So your feet hip width apart. Just feel those ribs pressing into the mat and bring those arms overhead. Good. Okay, so then we're going to come into our double tabletop. You're going to take that right foot to the floor, slide away along the floor and bring the arms overhead. Back to the center, come back to the top, swap over, slide away. Good. So then let's do one last one. And then staying in that double tabletop, be careful to get that 90-degree angle at the hip and the knee. Don't want to make it too easy. And then take that right arm out to the side with the ball to the top, left arm out to the side, back to the top. Leave the arms at the top, take that right knee out to the side, into your hip twist. Really work those abs as you bring that leg back to the top, left leg out to the side, back to the top. So let's start with the right arm and the left leg. So take the right arm out to the side, left leg, back to the center, and then you're going to do left arm, right leg. So really have a think about those abs as you bring that leg back to the center, using those obliques and those deep tummy muscles to keep the pelvis nice and still. It's a really nice opener through the hip as well. Good. Let's do one last one. Back to the center, take those knees to your chest, it'll rock from side to side. Okay, so back into that double tabletop. Bring the ball above your head, and this time into your one leg stretch. So think about those ribs pressing down. Push away into your one leg stretch, arms overhead. Fold back to that 90-degree position, swap over other side. So you want to really think about keeping the ribs pressed down, and then you're pushing away, opposite legs, arms overhead. Don't let the back arch off the mat. Good. So one more either side. Brilliant. Okay, so put the ball between the knees. Taking the pressure off the back of the abs for a second, take those knees to your chest, it'll rock from side to side. Our next one, we're coming into our abdo prep, which you can also do in that double tabletop position. So bring your hands behind your head. Elbows out to the side, just can see them in the peripheral vision there. And then fold from the ribs, lift the head and shoulders off the mat, and then back down. Good, two more. Lovely. Okay, knees to chest. Little rock from side to side. Good. Back into that double tabletop. You can add in the abdo prep if you like. So you can come up into that abdo prep. And then we're going to squeeze the knees and release. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Back out of the abdo prep. Bring those feet back down. Okay, so we're going to come into our shoulder bridge. be a relief. Okay, so if you can take the towel out from underneath your head, hands down by your side. Flatten the back and peel up into that shoulder bridge, opening up through those hips. Breath in to hold at the top and then back down. Back to your start position. Good. So you want to flatten, heel up, breath in to hold, and then back down. Good. So then, I'm going to come up to the top, cross your arms across your chest, and then do 10 little squeezes onto the ball. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and then back down. Back up into your bridge. Squeeze the ball and hold. So really keep that ball squeezed, turn it into an oval from a circle. Bring the arms to 90 degrees above your head, and then do 10 little circles with both arms. 1. Keep that ball squeezed on, it's hard on the glutes. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Keep squeezing that ball. 7, 8, 9, and 10. Cross those arms across your chest. Back down. One last one for the bridge. So come back into the bridge. Hands now onto the hips. We're going to drop that right hip down. And then straighten up. Left hip down. Straighten up. Good. One more either side. I'm feeling the burn on that one. And then back down. And then knees to chest. Little rock from side to side. And then we're going to drop that ball down between the feet. Place the feet on the ball. Grab your towel back, pop it back under your head. And then just roll that ball away, straightening the legs. We're going to take that right leg off the ball into the tabletop. Keep that left foot on the ball in the center. Good. Switch the tummy muscles on. Press those ribs down. And then really fire up the quads and the glutes on that left side. Circle with the kneecap on the ceiling. Go back the other way. Back to the center. Bring your hands behind the thigh and stretch that leg up to the ceiling. Circle the foot. Go back the other way. Keep firing up the quads and the glutes on that left side. Fire up the quads on the right. Let go with the hands and circle with the foot on the ceiling. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Go the other way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Lovely. And then fold that. So both legs back in. Feet on the ball. Push the ball away. Swapping over. Keeping that right foot in the center of the ball. Left leg into that tabletop. Ribs pressed down. tummy muscles switched on, quads and glutes on that right side. And then drawing a circle with the knee cap on the ceiling. Go back the other way. Good. So there, hands behind the thigh. Reach that leg to the ceiling, circle with the foot. Go back the other way. There. Remember the quads and glutes on the right, quads on the left. Circle the foot on the ceiling. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Go back the other way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Brilliant. And then we're just going to come into a bridge and just move the ball out of the way momentarily. Just to open up through the hips after those one-leg circles. There. Pop the ball between the feet. Come into your double tabletop. Keep those ribs pressed down. And then squeeze the feet onto the ball. And then release. Squeeze and release. You want to really think about those abs. Those abs have to be working. You're trying to do an exercise where what you're trying to resist is at the end of a long lever. So you need a good core for that. Brilliant. So there. Hands down by your side. Push away into a double leg stretch, keeping those ribs pushed down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Good. So then, coming to ragdoll prep as an option. So hands underneath your head. Fold from the rib cage, lifting up. Maintain that position, push away, second set. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Brilliant. Out to ragdoll prep. Grab that ball. We're going to bring the ball behind your back. So low back, underneath your sacrum, really. Okay. So find your balance. Into your double tabletop, feet and knees together. Bring the arms to 90 degrees. And then drop both hands out to the side. And then back to the center. Both arms out to the side. Back to the center. Now see if you can bring those hands up above your head. So you got drop out to the side. Near as you can to the floor. Fingers together at the top. Arms up to the top. So open. And then bring those arms together at the top. Good. Last one. And then knees to chest. Good work. Okay, so then grab hold of that left leg. Reach away with the right leg and just drop that foot down towards the floor. So you're just hovering the heel a couple of inches off the floor. Getting that lovely stretch through the right hip. Good, and then a swap over, knee to chest, other side, reach away, hover that heel just above the floor. And then bend the knees and then open up through the hips. Move that ball out of the way. Come down one vertebra at a time. And then slide the feet away and bring the arms overhead. Good. Now stretch through the whole of the front of the body. And then turn onto your side, into your side lying position. So keep the ball handy, you'll need it in a second. So feet, bum, shoulders all lined up against the back of the mat. Find that start position with the pelvis, a little bit of length through that top hip and lift that top knee up out to the side. Good. Last 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. So then keep that little bit of length through the hip, that gap under the waist, lift the feet and keep going. Good. One last one. And then drop down that bottom leg. And then just grab the ball underneath, behind that top knee. And you're going to fold forward, knee to chest. And then extend through that hip. And then fold back forward. You've got that nice extension through the hip. Good, one last one. And then bring that leg level with the other side. Hand down for balance. And then we're going to take that, keep the knees parallel, but take the foot to the ceiling. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Good. So then keep that ball in place. Take the knee to the ceiling. So open up through the front of the hip this time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Brilliant. And then just give those hips a little bit of a rub. We're going to grab that ball, place the ball underneath on the mat, and then place that top knee on top of the ball. Straighten that bottom leg out, get some length through that top hip, and lift and lower with that lower leg. So if you put your hand underneath your waist there, you don't squash it, because the only thing moving is that lower leg. Good, last two. Brilliant, and then tuck that top foot behind the bottom knee, keep the top knee on the ball, and then take that top knee off the ball up to the ceiling, keeping the pelvis nice and still, and then back to the center. Good, one last one. Brilliant, so then bend both knees. We're going to come and do some arm openings, so squish the towel up. One arm on top of the other. And then, so take that top arm up over the top and get that lovely stretch, front of the shoulder, middle of the back, and then back. So out breath, in breath to hold, out breath as you come back. So do two more. Brilliant. So then bring that arm long underneath the towel. Bring the ball between the feet, but keep with that bent knee position. So we're going to find that start position with the pelvis again, a little bit of length through that top, and revisit that plan. So take that top knee up out to the side and back down. Good, one last one. Brilliant. So then stretch both legs out. Really fire up those abs, quads and glutes, hands on the hip, and lift and lower with both legs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Good. And lift both legs. Bring the hand onto the thigh, thumb pointing up, and reach that arm up and over the top to the other arm. On the way back down, really think about that arm being back within the socket, keeping those abs working. And then go again, up to the top, reaching up. Keep those legs lifted. A lot to think about. Good. One last one. Brilliant. So, hand down for balance. Place both feet on top of the ball there. But don't let the knees sneak down onto the mat. Keep them lifted. Keep those glutes and quads working. Hand back on the hip. Lift and lower for 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Good. Bend the knees and give those hips a bit of a rub. And then we're going to swap over onto the other side. So take the towel to the other end of the mat. And then leaving the ball for a second, feet, bum, shoulders all lined up against the back of the mat. Find that start position of the pelvis. some length through that top hip. Focus on that muscle at the back of the hip, into that level one clamp, and back. Good, so then keep that little gap underneath the waist as you lift those feet into that level two, and then go again. Last two. Brilliant. So then grab the ball, place the ball behind the top knee. Leave that top leg lifted, bottom leg now back down on the mat. We're going to fold forward, knee to chest. And then take that leg back through that range of movement, extend through the hip, and then fold back forward. Good, last two. Good, and then bring that leg level with the other leg. And then we're going to take that foot to the ceiling. Good, one last one. Brilliant. So then take that knee to the ceiling. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Grab that ball and then put that top knee on the ball. So the ball's on the mat, knees on the ball. Get some length through that top hip. Lift and lower that lower leg. Good. Last two. And then tuck that top foot behind the bottom knee. And then we're just going to, well, try and handle the hip for this one. And take that top knee off the ball, up to the ceiling, back down to the ball. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Brilliant, and give those hips a bit of a rub. Good work. And then bring your arms through into your arm openings, one arm on top of the other. And then take that top arm up over the top, get that lovely stretch front of the shoulder, middle of the back, and then back. Last two. And then place the ball between the feet. Bring your arm long underneath the towel and straighten both legs out. So really fire up those quads and glutes. Oh no, I've missed one. Bend the knees. What am I thinking? Okay, back into that cloud. Good, one last one. Brilliant. And then hand down for balance. Stretch those legs away. Fire up the quads and glutes. Okay, see if you can get the hand on the hip and lift and lower. It's a balance challenge. I can't do this side as well as the other side. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Good. And then lift those legs. Bring the hand onto the thigh and reach that arm up over the top. Really think about keeping the head of the arm within the socket on the way back down, working those muscles in the right way, and then over the top again, and then back. Good, one last one. I need to get outside more, those arms are so pasty. Okay, drop the hand down for a second, put both feet on top of the ball. Good. Fire up quads and glutes, hand on the hip, lift and lower, final 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Brilliant. Okay, so get rid of the ball. We're going to turn onto our front. Rest the forehead on the towel. Bring your hands underneath your shoulders, and we're going to come into our cobra stretch. So onto the elbows or straight arms. Choice is yours. And then back down. So you're really peeling off from the front of the body. Make sure those shoulders don't come around the ears. And then come back down to your start position. And then go again. Out breath on the way up, in breath to hold at the top, and then out breath as you come back down. So 3 more. Good, last one. Okay, so then come up into 4-point kneeling, onto hands and knees. I'm going to arch the back, drop back onto the heels, into that child pose stretch, reaching forward with the hands. Just getting that lovely stretch through the low back. And then come back into 4-point kneeling. Knees under hips, hands under shoulders. We're going to do some cat camel first. So push the hands away, arch the back, drop the head down. Just really pushing away with the hands. Then drop the tummy down, lift the head up, get that stretch through the front of the neck, and then come back into that arch, and then the opposite direction. One more. Good. So then we want to find that start position. So just push the hands away a tiny bit. Tummy muscles switched on. Slide that right leg out behind, lifting low for 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Leave that leg lifted. Reach forward with the opposite arm for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then take the left elbow to the right knee and push away for 5, 4, really stretch away. 3, 2, and 1. Brilliant. So then, arch the back, drop back onto the heels. And then back to the center. Hands under shoulders, knees under hips. You want to slide that left leg away, lift and lower for 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Leave that leg lifted. Reach away, opposite arm, hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then take the elbow to the knee and reach away. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Brilliant. So arch the back, drop back onto the heels. Take the pressure off the wrist for a second. And then we're going to reach for our ball again. And just do some thread the needle. So knees under hips, hands under shoulders. Right arm, hold the ball, reach up to the ceiling so you get that lovely rotational stretch. Then thread through, bend the opposite elbow and just roll through with the arm on the ball. Get that nice stretch through the back of the shoulder. Come back up, reaching up, and then reach through. Good, one more. Brilliant. Okay, swapping over. Left side for me. So reach up, hand to the ceiling. Bend the elbow. Come in through. Good. Go again. Reach up to the ceiling. Good. One last one. Perfect. Okay. Leave the ball there. And onto the toes, coming up into a downward dog. So, really pushing up to the ceiling with the hips, pushing back with the hands and bringing those heels down towards the floor. Good. Push up onto the toes and then see if you can get those hips a bit further up to the ceiling and those heels down to the floor. Good work. Okay, so then come down into line on your back on the mat. And then we're going to stretch that right leg up to the ceiling, hands behind the thigh, circling the foot. Go back the other way. Good. Really get that lovely stretch through the hamstring. Then take the right leg across the left knee, open through the hip. And then lift that left leg. Hands behind the thigh, on top of the shin, whichever you prefer. Good. So bring that foot down, swap over, left side, reach up to the ceiling, hands behind the thigh. Circling the foot, mobilizing that ankle joint. Go back the other way. Look at a bit of a stretch through the calf as well. And then take that left leg across the right knee. And then if you like, we can lift that right leg. Hands behind the thigh or on top of the shin. Yeah. Good, and then knees to chest, come up into sitting. Bring those feet together, shoulders back and down, and drop those knees out to the side, and side bend through the head. And back to the center, and go back the other way. And then back, good. So one more either side. Good, and then stretch both legs out. Reach down forward. Bring your nose towards your knees. Let the head relax as well, just get some stretch through the back of the neck. And then come up onto the feet. See if you can stand up without pushing with the hands. And then do a roll up to the top. Okay, so feet hip width apart. Both arms forward and up to the top. Stretch up with one and then the other. Hands behind your head, backward bend. Back to the middle. Shrug, let go. Arms up to the top. All the way back and down. One more, both arms forward and up. Good, stretch with one and then the other. Hands behind your head, elbows back, backward bend. Back to the center. Shrug those shoulders, relax, arms up, all the way back and down. Perfect, well done everybody, good work.